Ladies and gentlemen, For the Love of Wrestling is the Flow Show. I know you guys have been dying to see three of our beautiful, handsome mugs. It is the trifecta of all wrestling fans here. It is myself, Quincy Jones Go. We have Brian Andrew from the Awkward Side Hug, as well as Young Baka, the Young King, the Young American Dream in the house. Big Baka Pump. I love that, by the way.
Big Baka Pump, baby.
I don't know why you never
push-ups a day, man.
Dude, we need to get you a shirt. We need to
get
you.
We need to make some stuff happen. I've never seen you without a hat, Quincy.
Can we change the social handles?
Yeah.
Or at least add it in the bio, because that's pretty nice.
I was gonna say we need to get Baka to have his own math equation promo.
Oh hell yeah, we need to get one of those. Because the thing is he got that personality to cut a promo like that too, and then just believe every word of it. So yeah, I love it.
I got the Kieran Cross intro going right here finally. The last time I tried to pull up didn't work, but
it's all good now.
That's awesome. You feel good about yourself now?
Absolutely, dude.
Well, it's it's been a week. How you guys been?
I feel good, man. What's up with you, Brian? Everything good?
I just got back from the Central Coast. Took a trip with my girlfriend, so I missed a whole lot of wrestling, and then I made it all up this morning so we could.
It wasn't a lot, right?
Honestly, okay. So when I said I watched Backlash, I literally watched 2 segments and the Edge and Randy Orton match.
I mean,
that's all you need, brother. That's it. That's all you need.
Well, Baka, did you watch Backlash?
I watched Backlash, yeah, but I do one of those things where like there's some stuff I fast forward through the end. Yeah. You know, I do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got prediction bets based on. So I sometimes I'll just go straight to the finish. You know what I mean? I got to figure out if I'm retaining the belt or if I got to give it back up. You know what I mean? But other than that, yeah.
So
give us the update. Did you retain the belt or what?
I gotta count the votes with Doc because
that means no.
The reason being there was a match that we got like last minute predictions on, which was the Street Profits match. That wasn't even really a match, so I was like,
it wasn't a match. Yeah, that's what
I'm trying to figure out where that one lands because we picked 2 different people, and right now I think we're like tied up. So it's like a make or break type of situation.
What I've always thought was really cool. I bring this podcast up, but the Going in Raw. You know what they do?
Yeah.
They do like a number scale. So like there'll be 8 matches, and they'll have confident points for each match. So their predictions are based on points and not the actual predictions.
Winner. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a unique way of doing it, to be honest. Yeah.
But sometimes you pick all the same people. So if they were to pick a card with all the same people because it's too predictable, at least they'll put like confidence points on that.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
So what did you guys think of Backlash?
I heard Alexa Bliss's music hit right when the pay-per-view started, and I fast-forwarded all the way to the Street Profits segment.
Oh, damn.
So let's talk about what did you think about the Street Profits?
I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I might be the only person in the planet. It's probably the Young Prophets stuff, or the Viking Prophets.
Yeah,
it's probably my favorite storyline in wrestling right now.
Hey, I love it, man. I think the way it worked out was cool.
It's a lot of people, they've been kind of reacting the same way like people were reacting with the Otis stuff, but I don't mind this one as much. I really don't. Like, even like I laughed. I mean, even though I was like excited to see them finally get in the ring and defend the titles against each other, to see what like whatever they ended up recording the whole street fight. That it was funny. It was entertaining. That was the main thing. It was entertaining, and it was like this thing has gotten way more entertaining than I gave the Viking Raiders credit for.
Me too.
But so some jokes are getting a little bit old, like, oh, and you're a little cute, with Ivar. You're not, or whatever it is. But I enjoyed the Street Profit stuff. I thought it was hilarious, even down to it was like Akira on a motorcycle with the ninjas. Because I was like, wait, how far are we going? And I'm like, okay, but the only thing I didn't like was how there was like Godzilla in the freaking trash chute. I mean, it seemed like they were trying to go for like a Star Wars type of like feel there, but I didn't know what that was. And then of course they didn't even address it on Raw. But
even when I feel like the story gets cringy, I'm still enjoying myself.
Well, I think what it is, dude, it's the players involved that make it like again, like, dude, like at first it was super cringe when you heard like the Vikings say, "What's going on, fam?" You know, but then now you laugh out loud when you hear that shit. You know what I mean? Because now they have the comedic timing for it, to back it up.
Oh, everybody's comedic timing is so good. And the funny thing is,
Montez and Angelo have been really
I feel like a lot of people are kind of like, well, this is not who the Viking Raiders are supposed to be. But in a way, but I'm enjoying it.
That's my only fear about it is like, I know it's popping Vince, obviously, you know what I mean? But at the same time, one could argue, okay, yeah, but the whole series Viking Raider thing was kind of getting old. You know what I mean?
Well, so you enjoyed it. You thought it was funny, but you're still not happy, right? That's what a wrestling fan is.
No, it would have made me happier if the match actually took place on top of everything else.
But you don't like them diving into comedy, right? You want them to just stay Viking Raiders.
Well, like I said, this thing had way more legs than I thought.
Yeah,
I thought after the decathlon, the decathlon, I was surprised it went that far, but they played that one good too. That one was great. I wasn't mad at it. I thought after the decathlon we would have had the actual match, but they've been slow burning this for a while. So
if I could, this is my take on the Viking Raiders right now. I don't feel within the WWE universe. Obviously, they have a lot of like good indie matches and stuff, but in the WWE universe, is it Ivar is handsome?
Yeah.
Okay. Ivar in the ring, especially in the later part of their NXT run and then into their WWE run, him doing the flippy-doos and being overweight, that's what got him over more so than being a powerful tag team. And I think now we're adding a comedic side to it, and I think it's making a little bit more – I actually think this sometimes, in a weird way, makes a lot more sense to their characters.
Well, I think it does kind of peel back the layer that, no, we don't actually think we're Vikings, like, on a daily basis, but we can live this lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they kind of, like, they have, like, again, they have the little comedic spots with, like, what they say, let's just do chariot racing. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And sometimes it's a little bit too on the nose, but because it's coming from them, that's what makes it funny. It was weird at first for me because, like you said, like, outside of this, they're War Machine, you know what I mean? And they were like in New Japan and Ring of Honor and everywhere they went, they were almost like I would liken them a lot to the Road Warriors, to be honest, just based on the fact they were just two big nasty ass dudes that came and just, took care of business. And then they got in the main roster of WWE. A lot of people think they got kind of ruined. I mean, their name obviously changed for like the worst, but no, dude, yeah, you're right. They've been making this storyline really work. I mean, it's been way better than the stuff that – I mean, I've enjoyed the Miz and Morrison stuff a little bit more than I admit.
Johnny Trip. That's my favorite name in wrestling, Johnny Trip.
Dude, it's funny because every time Doc always forgets. He's like, what is that? I'm like, bro, that's Johnny Drip, bro.
It's Johnny Trip.
MCMIZ and Johnny Drip got the second video out, bro. I mean, the
I
push
love
units.
The Miz. I think the Miz is amazing, man.
Dude,
I know everyone respects the Miz now, but I still think he's not respected as much as he should.
Oh, I 100%
agree.
I'm 100% behind the Miz. Like,
dude. Like, it took me a while, but then, like, I remember one time me and my brother had this serious conversation about him, and we're like, yo, but low key, he's won every title, and we actually like counted it up. We're like, yo, he's a Grand Slam champion. And then, like, when we looked at it from ever since then, that conversation, we looked at it different. And we're like, no, this guy does what he's supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like,
but let's talk about the promos. The promo he got on Dolph Ziggler when they were going for the IC title. He said, "You're just not good enough." The infamous promo he got on Daniel Bryan on
Smack Talk. Yeah, that was
the way he just destroyed Enzo on that Monday Night Raw. Saying, I was in your position and you don't listen. And he's a pretty damn good wrestler, man.
He is the most consistent wrestler.
Yeah.
In
100%.
terms of on the mic in the last decade.
He had tremendous matches against Seth Rollins in particular.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, it was – yeah, he's pretty good. I feel like, he doesn't get as much – like, when he finally goes in the hall, like, there's going to be people that are still like, why is he in the hall? You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, are you serious? Like, he completed the Grand Slam challenge way before he reached his prime of wrestling.
And he's not necessarily a main event guy, but if he were to win another world title or be in a main event, I would still somewhat buy in. Like, is there some people like for example, Bobby Lashley right now? I'm still yet to buy in that he's gonna win.
Well, see, like,
How don't you buy in on Bobby Lashley? He's a beast, man. He's like a legitimately
He's
badass
not
dude.
gonna take the title off Drew though.
Yeah, I hear you. But I think it makes him look
I
strong.
don't think. If
makes
it
him
was
look
like
strong.
a few months, if like Drew was like champ for like 6 months, yeah, maybe. But because he just had it, and they put so much into setting him up to get it, I don't see him losing right away. But just a small last note about the Miz. Like when it was the Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki.
Oh yeah, those impressions that he was doing.
Dude, the Miz he made that feud must see. I mean, granted the match sucked. And there was a lot to be desired after all that, but everything they did was hilarious.
Yeah, Nikki Bella can't wrestle. I understand.
You can make the case.
I didn't say that, but I did not say that. So
You can make the case that the Miz at least every year has at least one good solid storyline. That's probably one of the best in the company. This year he probably hasn't had it yet, but give him.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, there's only so many ways he can go because they keep putting, they had to put the A-lister on the A show. Now I just turned the B show to the A show. They always go back and forth with them doing the same thing pretty much on SmackDown and Raw. So now that he's kind of like, reunited with Morrison, I'm not mad at it. Like, I've actually enjoyed it. I love it, yeah. I've enjoyed it way better than I did the first time because the first time I was like, he was doing the whole chick magnet thing. He had the weird, like, fedora hat with the fingerless gloves and I didn't know what he was up to. You know what I mean? But,
because WWE thought that was cool, right? And that was the farthest thing from cool. Like if you saw a guy in the club with fingerless gloves, you're like, yo, what the hell is this guy doing?
I'd be like, yo, are you on the run from Coney Island, bro?
Yeah.
But as far as the rest of Backlash, dude, I was really I was mad at the count out finish with the Asuka Nia Jax match. Yeah. That was bullshit. Yeah. I'm trying to remember all the rest of the matches. I mean,
the greatest match of all, greatest wrestling match of all time.
Well, you know what? I'll say this: Drew and Bobby actually had a pretty good match. I thought it was good.
And like the Bobby Lashley statement I made earlier, like I'm a huge fan of Bobby Lashley. It's just the WWE has not given me a reason to buy in.
I think they're starting.
I like him with MVP too. I think MVP is a great.
Yeah, I like what he's doing with MVP. And then I don't know if you caught it on Monday, Brian, but they had him trying to like recruit Apollo. and then at the same time they had him try to recruit like a Shelton Benjamin.
I think. I think when
let's get back to the wrestling.
I think once Bobby is out of this Drew McIntyre feud, I think he's gonna feud with Apollo Crews.
I think Apollo Crews. I think they're turning him heel because if you saw what he did to maintain his U.S. championship,
that was cool. That was cool. I
wasn't. Dude, I sure as hell beats him smiling for like. Months 100%. On end, taking an L for and then finally getting a title shot. So, but
listen, dude, he does have an amazing smile though. It's unbelievable, right?
Well, the thing that kind of like I'm trying to figure out, like, can we just bring back Chris Masters and have him reclaim the Master Lock?
What's Chris Masters doing? Like, I bet you could bring him back and people would be like, all right, sure, yeah.
I mean, even if it's just like for him to like, hey, we're going to pay you a lot so that he gets you in your move, and then you just look weak. But it's like. But at this, I don't know. It's weird because, like, I wouldn't mind actually like fighting Apollo for the championship. I could see Apollo even getting close to being one of the first ones to break the full Nelson because he's a little bit bigger. But I don't know. I think I want a little bit more. Like, I believe you. Like I don't think they've done enough yet to believe that he's going to take the strap from Drew. The build up, the go home Raw was pretty good. Their match was really good, but I think that this new direction of Bobby, especially on Monday, where he's finally asking for the divorce and it looks like he's finally shedding Lana for reals. I think this is a step in the right direction to finally start taking him serious. I think MVP is the best thing they could have paired him with.
I love MVP, dude.
Yeah, I didn't like him coming back at first just because you heard, I came back for this match. And then, okay, one more match. And then, okay, now I'm backstage. And then now I'm not backstage. I got the VIP lounge again. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, if
you gotta do what you gotta do to keep yourself in the conversation, man.
Hey, I'm not against it. Hustle, man. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do for sure.
You gotta keep cashing those checks, man.
I mean, because I remember that one VIP lounge where you tried to get Drew and Drew like freaking Claymore the shit out of him. I would have never thought he would have stuck around till now. So it is very interesting because, to be honest, some would argue that MVP is just like kind of taking the torch where like Leo Rush left off a little bit.
I'll admit MVP's kind of doing a better job at it.
I think
I
MVP. I
won't
think
say he's
MVP is
not.
amazing, man. I think MVP is amazing.
I,
I'm
I
all
he,
for
no,
these
he's
black
finally,
wrestlers on Raw, man.
yeah,
There's a
no,
lot of black champions, a lot of black wrestlers.
yeah.
I know Brian's not a big fan of it, but I really do enjoy it. You know.
I know. I think I overheard him saying, these guys should just shut up and wrestle. You know.
Yeah, just shut up and wrestle. Just shut up and wrestle, man. Just shut up and wrestle. So did you guys hear that there's a Corona case and they canceled all the tapes?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys if you guys
WWE.
heard about that. Somebody.
Yeah, it's a little nuts.
So I haven't heard too.
Cena? Is it John Cena?
They said it's a developing talent.
Who's in the crowd, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know. It has to be.
Well,
I
think Street Profits definitely didn't practice social
distancing
when they hopped in the crowd.
Hey, let's just bring back Ric Flair, who dies once a year.
He was 75 years old. He almost died a year ago. Yeah.
I mean, did anyone test Christian before he took the nut shot? I mean, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to make.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that Ric Flair and Christian thing? Christian,
it was weird.
One more match.
Yeah. Before we get into that, like, I don't want. It's not that I'm trying to play a guessing game with who the developmental person is, but do you think this is gonna affect them going forward, filming and stuff like that? Because I mean,
listen, I'm not. I don't want to make a joke about this, but somebody died and Vince McMahon kept the show going. I don't think somebody with coronavirus is going to stop my boy Vinnie Mac from doing what he has to do.
He's going to invest. He's going to get the testing done, make sure everyone's good. And taping and then get that guy.
You know what's crazy is I heard that he's been banning. He made the decision to ban the face masks at the tapings.
Don't say that. Where'd you hear that?
It's true. Let me look.
Well, I haven't seen a face mask, so
I haven't heard anything like that.
I have a problem with when I get alerted with news.
That's a major accusation.
I check out the news and I look at the titles and I don't click the link.
That's a major accusation to say that.
It's not an accusation. I'm just reiterating a story.
I understand.
Got that Fightful Flux look.
I'm trying to bury him. Let me do what I can. I got a suitcase of my own.
Hey, but you know what? I saw a picture the other day. When Shawn Michaels came from the rafters on that zip line, I saw a picture of Vinnie Mac testing out.
That's why I saw that picture.
If he asks you to do something, he's gonna do it himself as well.
I was gonna say when I saw that picture, I was like, oh, that right there is proof. Because you hear he says that all the time, and I had a little bit more respect for him that day when I saw that picture. I was like, that's kind of dope. Like, I mean,
I don't see skinny Tony Khan doing something like that, but that's just my own personal.
But we don't see him. I mean, one thing I'll say about AEW that's way different from WWE is they have no leaks. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? They don't have any,
Well, they take pride in what they're doing. I feel like.
Yeah, with that and the fact that they're like, no, this is not going to be like WWE where we're just going to get paid under the table to give.
No, this isn't going to be like WWE. Let's just bring in Mike Tyson and
no, only certain parts.
Jake Roberts, come on down.
Evander wasn't available. Deontay couldn't come through.
I'm sure. Hey, Mike Tyson looks good, man. I'm excited about Mike Tyson. I'll love him if you could pop.
Man, Jericho's gonna wipe the floor with him, bro.
Yeah.
Let's take a count here.
He's a better fighter. So.
Out of the three of us, who has the most AEW shirts?
I probably do. I really. How much AEW shirts?
Well, AEW or AEW, not just Young Bucks. So now because the part of AEW is AEW.
AEW wrestlers who still have the AEW name. Who has
how many of us here have Young Buck pajama bottoms? That's the real question. That's
I ain't got
the question.
I got the Bullet Club pajama bottoms. So.
Oh, that is more impressive. I saw this at Hot Topic the other day when I was over there.
That's where I got mine. Yeah. They said they were They said they were joggers, and I opened them up. I'm like, these are pajamas.
Yeah, 100%. So let's talk about the greatest wrestling match of all time. What do you think? It obviously wasn't the greatest, but it was pretty damn good.
I was gonna say it was pretty damn good. I wasn't against the length of it. It was. Because a lot of people were already complaining about how long their last man standing match went.
So, last
me included. I felt like it wouldn't have been so obvious if they had a lot more to work with, but they didn't. But this match, I thought it was really good. Edge looked really good. Yeah. His timing was really good. I honestly don't have a whole lot of bad to say about this match.
But it wasn't the greatest. But we already knew.
No,
that
it
Oh
was.
yeah, but we knew
I
it was
mean,
going to be the greatest
I
coming
mean,
in.
the greatest match went on like a couple of days before for the Intercontinental Championship, so that was kind of unfair.
That was a good match, yeah.
Oh yeah, they had a good match too. But you know what? I was not mad that they had to bring back the punt kick because they teased it forever.
Yeah.
He never gets it, but
there's a moment, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, for the last this is probably almost a decade since he's done the punt kick or
I
something
want to
like
say
that.
so, yeah.
And they tease it, and you never believe it's gonna
Yeah.
happen, and then they set it up, and
Yeah.
in your head you're like, Edge is gonna move, Edge is gonna move.
Yeah, because they
And then,
usually just roll out the
boom.
way. Yeah. Even if they do tease it that much, it's still gonna be like, okay, he's gonna move out the way real quick.
And the fact that Randy Orton won with the punt kick, I was not mad that Randy Orton won.
I wasn't mad at it at all. But you know what's funny is I thought the irony of it was, well, there was two things, and I got to bring it up because we've talked about this before. The irony of it was the fact that he had got into this Twitter war with fucking Tommaso Ciampa about the leg slap.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And then he leg slaps the shit out of him to do the punt. I was like, okay. But the other thing that was funny is I don't know if you heard. Oh, there was several people with these memes. I think you guys may have posted one of them where it was like Samoa Joe the ventriloquist. Where,
so the commentary's happening, but Samoa Joe isn't talking.
Yeah. Let me ask you that first before I get into that. How'd you guys feel? Because they were like, they had this whole disclaimer, like, this whole match is a little bit. We added effects to it. There's a little bit of enhanced audio. I mean, obviously they added fake crowd noise in there.
Yeah.
I mean, how'd you guys feel about that? I mean, did that
I'm
take you
all
out of
for
it?
doing what you got to do because the way it is for me, I look at it like it's a television show. I watch Rick and Morty, I watch The Sopranos, and I watch SmackDown. It's a television show for me, so I don't mind. And it's not like the NBA. If the NBA adds some special effects,
well, it's funny you say that because
I'm going to be upset. But I look at it like sports.
From what I've been hearing, the NFL's been doing.
You see how frustrated Brian is that I said that right now because it's still real to some of us.
He's tight. No, but what's interesting is from what I heard, the NFL's been doing this. They've been piping in live sound.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks got in trouble because they were bumping in artificial sound.
Well, the Seahawks
it makes it an unfair advantage.
The Seahawks are probably the dirtiest team in the league. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. You
Seahawks
got Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it took you guys out of it or if it added to the match for you.
The fact that it doesn't happen in every match and it was just specific.
It kind of came out of nowhere a little bit for me, but then there were points where I was like, because of how they filmed it, how tight the shots were, it kind of made it seem like that's what was going on. But, there was a point in time in commentary and I was like looking and there was not one Twitter storm about this, but everybody got to jump down AEW's throat, and I gotta be, devil's advocate here.
Yeah, that's what happens online. AEW gets beat up all the time, right? Everyone protects WWE. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
WWE never gets called out ever, man. Never at all. Their product is perfect. But
if it was me, same thing like with the basketball. I would.
What was it? Double or Nothing. Everyone was up in arms about that whole spot with Matt Hardy, getting dunked in the pool and how it was insensitive because of Shad and all that, right? And then I hear on commentary Samoa Joe say about Randy Orton to Edge, like, he's taking him out to deep water so he can drown him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
So we shouldn't just talk. At the end of the day, we should just be quiet. Right?
It's a little tone deaf though.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I was like, I wasn't gonna be like, oh, so you. But it was just, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring this up because it's like, I remember how vocal everybody.
What about Edge and the cripple lacrosse face? Nobody say anything about that.
It was a cross face.
But John Cena's been doing the cripple lacrosse. Everyone's been doing the cripple lacrosse face.
I hear you, man.
Triple H does it. Freaking John Cena does it, but they always call it the STFU.
Yeah.
So you guys want to hear?
I don't know, man. I was a little offended. So
you guys want to hear a hot take that I got?
Yeah.
Edge is out for 8 months.
Right? Yeah, tricep injury.
We're building Randy Orton to take the title off Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I like Randy Orton, man.
I mean, honestly, it would have to be if Brock's not working right now and he's not, it would have to be somebody like Randy Orton, and I wouldn't mind it.
I
I
think
will
I don't think he
following
should
everything
win.
he's been doing. Like this is probably the best I've seen Randy in a while.
Yeah, Randy's dope. Man.
I mean, I like Randy, but after a while, just same with me. Like I used to love Triple H, but his matches started being the same. I couldn't remember everything. There's if I can't remember a certain spot in the match, then it wasn't that memorable for me. You know what I mean?
So
I feel the same way, man. I used to love having sex, but at the end, it just all became the same.
It's just all one blur, right?
So what does Randy Orton do now, or does Christian play a role in this at all anymore?
What you guys feel about that? Because I
thought it was Christian versus Randy Orton at Extreme Rules.
I don't think Christian's back for reals though. I feel like that was like a hook, line, and
Oh,
sinker.
I don't think he's
back.
I don't think
Edge came back.
I don't think he can have an actual match though.
I don't think so.
His issue was concussions, not his name.
Yeah. You can't.
I mean, because people have badgered. I don't want to say badgered, but with the news of Edge, everyone has already been since asked Christian the same questions like, how come you can't come back? And he's like, it's a totally different type of thing. I can't like.
Yeah, but if Daniel Bryan came back, why can't Christian come back?
Well, his is because his brain is concussion prone, so it's not like he can teach his brain not to get a concussion. You know what I mean? Like, that's
what they said. Some people have that type of brain, right? They said in 20 years, if you want to play football, you're gonna have a test, and they're gonna see if your brain can take the hits or if your brain can. They're gonna find out 10 years old if you could play football or contact sports. Some people just have soft brains, man. They said Arn Anderson's brain wasn't able to take it.
They need to do that with pro wrestlers too, man.
But if
taking these bumps,
if Christian can come back and I get either my Edge versus Christian match that I won 10 years ago or my Edge Christian reunion,
let's go.
I'll take it. But I don't think
Edge versus I mean, I would think the two safest people that Christian could work with or Edge could work with is either is each other and Randy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy's one of the safest dudes ever, man.
And I think was Randy I think that was Christian's last match, right? It was against Randy?
Might have been. I want to say it was Sheamus on like a random Raw. There was like a phase where Christian
honestly, I think you're right.
For like 6 straight months.
Dude, wasn't that because Sheamus is the reason why, like, it's funny because for a while I blamed Sheamus because that's when he came back with the Hawk and he was just like even more brutal, just beating the shit, like just almost shooting on guys. And then like I remember he had a match with Daniel Bryan that was super, like the way he was beating him up, I was like, dude, what the hell? And then like shortly after, like Daniel Bryan's out, he's injured again. I'm like, what the hell? It's like fucking Sheamus.
So my question is, okay, if Bobby and Drew are still feuding, and let's just say Christian can't come back on TV, and Edge is out for 8 months, what does Randy Orton do for this summer?
Jeff Hardy.
He goes to SmackDown, or does Jeff Hardy come back?
I'm sick of seeing Jeff Hardy.
You know why?
I'm sick of seeing Jeff Hardy.
Because they traded
AJ for a future pick.
Oh no, but that's
so they could send Jeff Hardy over there.
Yeah, they could send Jeff Hardy.
They could send Jeff Devon, and I'm sick of Jeff Hardy, man.
You know what?
I think it's starting to get sad. I was cool with them using the DUI, but every time I see him on, he looks like he's just so beat up, man.
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm like literally the complete opposite. At first, I was just like, oh, this again.
Yeah,
but the last two SmackDowns I actually caught, like his promos, I was like, oh, okay, Jeff is actually using this as a way to like get people not on drugs. I'm like,
it wasn't a promo; it was a shoot. He had to act like he was drunk, and he took a shot before he went out there.
Old Scott Hall style.
Yeah.
We're just buying time until Jeff Hardy's contract's up, which since he's back, he's been back since before WrestleMania, right? So he has about a year left.
I'll be honest, I don't want Jeff Hardy in AEW.
Yeah. You don't want Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even really want Matt Hardy in AEW.
Yeah, Matt Hardy's awful too, man. I love AEW. I love Martin Cody. I love all those guys.
Well, that's unfair. There's like 3 different Matt Hardys.
Yeah. No, I think Jeff Hardy needs to come. I think Jeff Hardy needs to come because AEW needs another faction. That's what's lacking in AEW. So if we get the Hardy Boys and get Weaver Hardy or whatever it is, that'd be dope,
This is how I look at it is if they want to bring Jeff in with Matt to do every a match every like year, maybe at like All Out or something, the special iconic tag match, I don't mind it at all. But I don't want them weekly on that TV show because there's already too many tag teams.
No, like to your point, Baca, like Jeff's always beat up in the ring. He'll never be as fast as he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna kill himself trying to get that fast as he used to be.
So then let's do this. Let's take Jeff off and let's put a new young talent on.
Darby Allin.
Yeah.
There you go. Because I mean, my thing is like I don't want to see the Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks because they've done it already like plenty of times.
Yeah. And that was 5 years ago, right? Maybe 4 years ago. It's not the same now.
I mean,
at some point, these guys are going to age.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And it was back when the broken match stuff was, and you know, they had Brother Nero.
Started. Yeah,
that stuff was real hot with pop culture and everything. So it was like,
so
I remember them in a match at ROH at one of their anniversary shows, and that crowd was hot. I mean,
100%.
Besides the fact that I never thought I'd live long enough to be able to see the Hardy Boys live, I thought that was pretty dope.
Well, I don't think anyone thought Jeff Hardy was going to live this long. So
I mean, not to be a dick about it, but dude, he almost blew himself up in like a drug lab, bro, or like a meth lab or whatever, bro. Like,
so when his contract comes up and he has to make a decision, do you think Jeff Hardy should just resign because WWE is the safest place to work?
Yeah, if I'm Jeff Hardy, I just get the checks. Yeah,
and WWE is going to put him on TV. Like,
I'll just keep taking the checks.
I would have Jeff Hardy go to Impact Wrestling.
That's not a bad idea.
Only because there's not a whole lot of flying for him. You know, like I think they mainly shoot in the down. Like
that might be more dangerous because
I think if
you can just stay home and drink all day and then go to work.
But then again, I mean, I'm talking about the company where he had his worst hour at freaking.
I was going to say maybe we could get a Sting Jeff Hardy rematch.
Oh, at AEW, that'd be cool.
That'd be great, man. That'd be amazing.
And then have Sting just shoot on him.
Sting shows up shit faced or
this thing's away, man.
There you go.
So. But if I'm Jeff Hardy, I just keep getting those checks. I believe that WWE will give him the most money, and I believe that to put him on TV. So just keep on getting the checks, man. I mean, that's my mind state.
Well, I don't know, man. I have nothing against Jeff Hardy, but he has nothing to prove. Like, everyone's always saying they want him to win the title one more time. I'm like, he doesn't need it.
No way. No way.
He shouldn't even be.
It'll be miserable.
I don't even like him in the undercard.
Yeah, it's tough enough to watch SmackDown as it is, man. It's really hard to watch SmackDown. SmackDown's tough.
Like, because there are a few matchups that would have been great, again, like 5-10 years ago. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura would have been great, but Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy is not good now.
No, not at all.
Jeff Hardy versus R. Like,
this sounds really bad for his legacy, but Jeff Hardy, and let's be realistic, he's a 24/7 wrestler at this point. Like,
hey, listen, don't be shitting on my boy R-Truth like that. I love R-Truth. I think R-Truth is funny. I think he's charismatic. You know, he was over there marching.
Oh, I'm a huge R-Truth guy.
I love R-Truth.
But we all know his role. Like,
yeah, I understand. Which is cool. How long has he been with WWE? You know, he's been doing this thing for a long time, and they keep him around because he's a funny, charismatic guy. He does what he does. You know?
So we have a couple minutes left. Any other wrestling stuff you guys want to get into before
I mean, we did talk. Chris Statlander tore ACL as well.
Man, Bucker's like, I have no idea who that is.
I don't know who that is. I don't.
The alien girl.
Try to play it off.
The alien girl.
She's the one that thinks she's an alien.
That
I don't think the business is going to survive, man. If
let me ask you guys.
That division.
Did you guys actually get a chance to watch the Undertaker last ride?
I haven't watched the last one yet. I
have not watched a single one yet.
Really?
This guy's
such
a loser, man.
No, it's honestly it's really cool because you just see sides of him that you would never see, and it's just really cool.
I really enjoyed the first two.
It's like the first time ever in like 20, 25 years. You know what I mean? So this is Mr. Kayfabe. Like,
I really enjoyed the first two. I thought we were gonna have it every week, and then it disappeared for 2 weeks, so it kind of threw me off the scent.
They've been picking and choosing. They said it was like a limited ran series, so they pick and choose when they're gonna put it on.
I feel like every time when I feel like, oh, do I want to watch it? I always think like, I guess I should watch Dynamite or NXT instead. So, like, if I want to get my wrestling fix, I guess I have to do it.
I think you would really enjoy it. It's the WWE's Last Dance. It's pretty much the same exact thing.
So, last, how do you guys feel about Karrion Kross versus Cole possibly?
Not interested at all.
believe
I mean,
there's a pecking order in NXT, and Keith Lee needs that title or deserves that shot first.
it's just weird because the match that he had with Tommaso was really, it was kind of ridiculous. Look, I'm not against, like, I mean, he could have had that same match against somebody else that was a NXT faithful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Where was Kona Reeves?
Say it again.
Where was Kona Reeves?
Dude, like Kona Reeves or Dijakovic, or I mean, maybe not Dijakovic, but it was just weird. It was just weird seeing him just totally like, just squash him, literally.
I know we don't have much time left. Can we talk about how the rankings in AEW don't count like they promised me they would?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the travel issues of some people, but it's no excuse. We're holding them accountable.
Yeah, but they're saying, hey, we were so offended that we want to put our number one contendership up. That's stupid, right? I've never been at somebody that mad.
I mean, as far as logic, I'm not going to put up my title shot. I'm never going to be that upset.
The match that's going to end up happening off of this, I think, though, is the match that I think should be happening. The
Sex Guys versus that'll be good actually.
What? What's the name? The Sex Guys?
The Sex Guys versus Hangman Page and Omega. That might be good.
I think this might be a hot topic. Shout hot topic. The AEW shorts are not. The merchandise is not good at all. I really enjoyed the Bullet Club and the New Japan and the Being Elite a lot more than AEW shorts.
Those are the same people that make the same shirts.
I hear what you're saying, but they try to separate themselves. I feel like the AEW shorts are a lot darker. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like there's something different. I don't know if they were trying to get away from the cartoonish.
You're talking about
the elite with animals.
You're talking about like the design style.
No, I'm talking about the actual design. I'm not talking about the fabric.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
I'm talking about the actual designs.
I'll agree with you. I did go to Pro Wrestling Tees when I was out in Chicago, and there was very few shirts that I was actually interested in buying. It was cool to, I'm like,
100%.
so and so got a new shirt, so and so got a new shirt, but not my style. I wouldn't rock that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's just. It seems a little metal. It seems a little dark.
The one I actually ended up going with was the CM Punk version of the Run the Jewels. Yeah,
that's cool. I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was the only reason I got it is just because I was like, that's actually really different. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. It just seems like the designs. It seems like they're trying to go really metal, and it's just not my style. Not anything I would wear. So
it's dynamite, bro.
It's just.
You gotta like that fuse, you know what I mean? Every week.
Like the Inner Circle shirt is awful. The Hangman Page T-shirt was awful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, well, which one?
It was literally. Is that him? Is his face on it?
No, this is actually
that's cool.
When he was in New Japan, so I got that.
Yeah, they have the one with its face on there, and just in his climate, I didn't think it was appropriate.
Is Hangman with his face on it? Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's his actual face on the shirt. In this climate, I can't do it.
I mean, that's like when I went there. Actually, they just dropped the Orange Cassidy shirts, and I was like, nah.
I would get the Orange Cassidy, but there you go. I would get the Orange Cassidy shirt. That would be cool.
It was just that.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I like that.
But Hangman has the best theme in wrestling.
I love you say that every week. Every week you say that.
I love. To me, it's between him and Darby. But then like Jericho comes out and it's a whole sing along. So
I'm upset that I can't get the Hangman theme off iTunes.
Oh, hey, I got you.
I like this. He tried.
You got me.
I got you because I got it on my phone, dude. I got Kenny Omega's on here. I got Proud and Powerful.
Yo, email me that shit, man.
Dude, I'll be riding in traffic. I'll be riding in traffic telling people that if I wasn't proud, I wouldn't be powerful. I'm like, fuck that, dude.
What is it? The inner city?
Yeah, dude.
In the city.
It's just I don't know.
In the city versus elite.
There's just like even my alarm for like when I wake up every morning, it's Cody's theme song. There's just something about hearing Cody's theme song that just gets your ass up. You're like, all right, I'll do some work. I'll do some work.
I respect that.
And then changed to Darby Allin, and I was like, I love Pain. Pain is me.
Dude, Darby Allin is gonna have the Jeff Hardy career.
Dude,
I don't think he's gonna make it that long.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, AEW's doing. I mean, they got Tyson, but hey, WWE never got Tony Hawk, bro.
That's true.
That was big for a gamer like me. I freaked out. I was like, dang.
It's weird though, because I feel like Jeff Hardy, in a weird way, even though he took more spots, I don't know, his spots seem safer than Darby Allin's spots right now.
Now, yeah, but I don't know. You got Jeff Hardy who was jumping off anything until like a crash pad, but like freaking 50, 60 feet in the air, and you know what I mean? Like he was doing like those Shane spots for a while, dude.
I just don't know how Darby Allin does not shatter his ankle being on a skateboard, falling off shit.
I don't know. I mean, he's technically not cleared, but time will tell. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, that's all I got for wrestling, though. It was kind of. We had the semi-return of Christian, and we had Backlash.
I'm a huge Christian Cage fan, though. So if he wants, if he's gonna take this seriously and put his life on the line, I'm all for it.
So you're saying that he has to bring back Tyson Tomko?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's in jail though. Didn't he? He's in jail for something, dude.
That's even better.
If you're an undercard wrestler in the '90s, you're most likely in jail.
I know. That's so sad but true, dude. Because it'll be like so and so who used to be this person,
or early 2000s.
That's my favorite thing. It's like the Courtaholics where they do like every hardcore champion, and so he hasn't been on social media since 1995. Like he hasn't been on social media since 2007.
His last tweet was.
Yeah, it's wrestling's tough, man. It's tough it's a tough business to be in, man.
I don't know. Tyson Tomko's 47. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, did you guys ever watch the Edge of Christian show?
I on the network.
Yeah.
It was, dude. It was really hilarious.
It was really good. It was probably my favorite thing to go on the network.
You got to rest.
You got to watch that last ride, man. Oh yeah, so he's in jail. How funny is that you knew that he was going to be in jail? That's amazing.
Yeah.
You can just flip a coin, though, right? Like,
I mean, if you had like a few other names in the mixed bag and you asked me which one, I could probably give you two more, depending who's in it. Unfortunately.
Hold on, let's see here. I'm gonna throw someone out there. I'm trying to think of super undercard, early 2000s.
So Perry Saturn.
Perry Saturn. He's in jail right now.
I don't even know where Perry Saturn knows where he's at. Like Perry, if you're not Perry Saturn, where Perry Saturn's at.
Have you guys seen the pictures of Barry Saturn?
Dude, he has like that freaking Mike Tyson ass freaking like tattoo over his face.
Yeah, he's doing bad, dude.
I heard he was homeless for a while.
He was homeless for a long time, and a few wrestlers came together to help him get back on his feet. That was a few years ago.
Man,
who knew if he blew the opportunity or not?
I was about to make a really bad statement right now. I was about to say,
let's do it.
If you were to take the Radicalz and make a prediction on who was going to,
dude, honestly,
who's going to outlast the others.
I would have said Dean Malenko.
But you know what's crazy?
I would have said Dean Malenko, right?
Dean Malenko, did you know he has Parkinson's?
Really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Nah,
but that shows you how bad it is that if you had to pick any of those guys' lives, you would pick Dean Malenko, right? The guy that has Parkinson's.
The Iceman? The man of 1,000 holds?
Well, who do you want to be? You want to be Chris Benoit? You can't be Eddie, right? You don't want to be Billy Saddams in the street sucking cock.
This is like a poll. Is this going to be a poll on our Instagram? Like, if you had to choose which Radicalz life.
But these are facts.
Yeah, which you would want to be. You would say, hey, that sucks, but at least you have a roof over your head, you know? So it's tough, man.
I mean, you're like, oh, damn it, I'm the ladies' man, Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
Damn it. But you know what? The Iceman gets a lot of respect. He really does, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's like it's almost you can say the same about like the Hart Foundation. Like if you would have all five of those guys, like then because even then, even though Brett's still standing, he's not in any better shape either. You know what I mean?
Brett doesn't look good at all, man.
I mean,
I've always felt out with those shorts.
I mean, that Goldberg kick, dude, like that thing. It made me feel bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like. You know, no one can tell the future and all that, but all you can sit there and think is, man, maybe if he didn't leave, this would have happened.
Like,
or if he was still in WWE, that wouldn't have happened. He would have. Owen would have never had to go back to being Blue Blazer. You know what I mean? It's
100%.
just. Can you go with affiliates? Can you be? I guess I'll be Natalia. Like,
yeah, there you go.
Well, because you don't want to be DJ Wilson, right? Because he can't turn his neck.
Oh man,
dude,
Right?
that's another heartbreaking one because
Oh,
it came at the
man.
expense of like someone that I was excited to get into the WWE, and it was like, damn, Samoa Joe, like
That has to be tough to live with, don't you think?
100%. Like
they're friends, and I cost you your career, and you can't. Your body isn't the same because of a mistake. Something I've done 1,000 times.
I think the person that lives without them worse is Rey Mysterio. You know,
because he killed that guy.
I mean, I don't necessarily blame him for killing him.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it is tough to live with.
He definitely attributed to what happened to him, you know.
Yeah.
And that was insane. And I can only imagine, like, I was surprised he was able to get back to wrestling so quickly.
But that's on the federation. That's the promotion that he was working for. They obviously didn't test him. He should have been medically cleared to wrestle. And now
Typical Ray just passing the buck. You know what I'm saying? Just
real quick. Speaking on the issue, how smooth did Dominic look in the ring on Raw?
Dominic, my guy. Dude.
Hey, dude, he was ducking, dodging, and looking.
Yeah.
Like, he was quite nimble for a big guy. Like,
no, Dominic.
There's one move though where he had to like jump, and he barely went like slightly off the ground.
Hey, don't tell him that. He thinks he went high.
He's like, Dominic's like what, 21?
Yeah, I think so. He's super young still.
Look this up.
I mean, but it is interesting to be like, so how come your dad is Rey Mysterio and you can barely jump off the ground?
Well, because his dad is really Eddie Guerrero.
Hey, but Eddie Guerrero was a high flyer too. So now I'm wondering, who's his dad really?
So maybe his dad was
Giant Gonzalez.
Maybe he was
Giant Gonzalez.
Giant Gonzalez.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right.
Just really tall and loaded, low center of gravity. Yeah.
Oh, Dominic's 23 years old, man.
23?
Yeah, he's dude. That's a lot of pressure.
Dude, he's 23, and he's as tatted as Baca.
Oh man, yep. And you didn't have to go to prison to get him.
Man, hey, you're gonna have to. You know what? I saw you try to jump on that stage. Maybe you and him should have a jump challenge.
So did you see the second?
I saw both. I saw the real footage and I saw the fake news. I did.
I got a basketball game for $100, Brian. 1-on-1 for me and my boy Butch. 1-on-1 up to 11, 1s and 2s, $100 going down Solon Park, man. And I'm excited. This is the most thing I've been passionate about the last 6 months.
Oh man, we lost you. Okay.
Oh man, that was such a dramatic like promo for the game too.
Mm-hmm.
It was like spoken by Big Pop.
I cut these promos all the time, man. Recreation room. I put it in my phone, call people out. It's been going out great, man. And it's all because of wrestling. Wrestling saved my life, man.
Burn it down, man. Burn it down.
So, by the way,
also I got one more thing to say. I went to Hot Topic and I want to get a Seth Rollins shirt. But I couldn't get. I had to get this one because I can't get the one of him painted as Jesus.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite Seth Rollins.
I can't wear that.
Well, they copied that design. I actually have this. That.
Jesus Christ was the first one to have
it. There's a shirt by Black. Is it Black Craft? I think it's by Black Craft. Because I have a shirt where it says it's called. It shows Seth. It's black and white. Seth is almost in the same. It's like almost like the same thing, like a pane glass window for like a church, but it says CrossFit Jesus on the bottom.
Oh yeah. Okay. Real quick.
I actually wore it for Christmas because I felt like it was fitting.
Let's just keep taunting God, Seth Rollins. Let's just keep telling God that.
If Vince McMahon is listening to this podcast, which we all know he will.
We all know he is. Yep.
It's good shit.
Seth Rollins' theme. If you want to start it with that holy feeling, go for it. But when it breaks, it has to go back to his old theme because his theme is the most garbage thing.
Well, can I just point out something? Don't listen to that song, and then listen to Bailey's song, and then tell me they're not almost the same exact song.
And then listen to Johnny Gargano's song too.
Oh yeah, because I was thinking this. I was like, so this is the same person making all three of these songs.
Dude, like who did they get? Like who's this guy? Like a Fruit Loops laptop in the fucking backstage right now?
No, I'm sure they could probably get some better shit. I know some guys that make some heat off Fruity Loops, so I don't know. I don't know. They're not messing with the right one. Is what they. I don't know. They got rid of the CFO. They had Jim Johnston, and then I don't know what they're doing. I don't
Dude,
know.
you can get someone better than what's going on right now, though.
Yeah.
Like, they have some undercard AEW ass themes
Yeah.
coming out for their big stars.
You know who had better music than all three of them? Is the B Team.
Oh yeah.
They had a song that they never deserved, but it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
These battle scars.
I just get nervous that now, whenever there's a heel turn or something, or someone's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
a theme, and it's like, no, please don't change. Like,
Don't
give
change
Johnny
the theme.
Gargano Rebel Heart. I don't give a shit if it sounds
I
very
mean,
babyface.
it's almost the same as like, you know, Sami Zayn didn't have to change his theme song. He just was more snarky about it, you know. Like
we don't talk about Sami Zayn on this podcast, man.
why?
He's not recognized by WWE. He's not
Sami Zayn
recognized
was
by us.
robbed, but he was robbed by WWE management. They lied.
If you
Hey.
cannot defend your championship in a 30-day period, you are stripped of the championship.
So the
That's
moment
been going back since territories.
What about the Street Profits? They haven't defended them in like more than a month.
I'm sorry. Would you like to take the tag team championships off two young black men?
Yeah, let's give it to Ricochet and Cedric Alexander.
The black correlation doesn't recognize Ricochet. What's he doing?
Yeah, no, you know what's funny? Like I felt the same way about him and Sasha. I'm like, oh, y'all are? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sasha too. And now you can see.
I'm like, I know who your
I
know who your cousin is. I know who your cousin is, but
yeah. Yo, you can't tell me Sasha's a black woman and she married that guy. That's not adding up.
I mean, and she said her favorite was Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
And not Ahmed Johnson. No.
Ahmed Johnson was dope though. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, the only thing he was missing is the mush mouth with his promos, man. Because that's what we used. Like he was awesome, but you couldn't understand what he was saying. I'm gonna say like that, man. I'm gonna take my pros. You don't want to see me take my pros, man.
That's why Ron Simmons was there, man.
Yeah, no, I heard him and Ron Simmons had real heat.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That's what I heard too. Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Was the last person you want heat with, right? He's a legitimate badass.
I probably want the last person I want heat with besides Ron Simmons is probably Mark Henry.
Oh, you know what?
No, man.
Mine would be Marco Stunt. Like I don't.
You don't want no heat from Marco Stunt?
I don't want no heat from Marco Stunt because what he's been doing to some of these wrestlers is unbelievable. It's like he's wearing I don't know, like Kurt Angle's shoes or something, and it's like Mike movie out there.
No, I would think the person I would want heat with the least is probably I don't know, somebody like Chris Benoit, because you know he can take that next level.
Oh man,
he can take it that next level. He won't keep it in the locker room with the boys, you know.
It was.
You know what? I take mine back. I would have to put Jimmy Snuka.
As long as you're not a female, you're cool with Jimmy Snuka, you know. Jimmy Snuka just doesn't like his rods, man. He's Jimmy Snuka is something crazy, right?
Oh, Kevin Sullivan then.
Maybe Tamina is you don't want to mess with because she's dealt with a lot. Tamina, he's probably dealt with a lot.
So she has no emotions, right? Yeah.
Hey, ain't nobody meaner than Tamina. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
The only
she got a T-shirt for like the first time in like how many years she was there. She finally got a T-shirt, and that's what it said.
Yeah, because they don't want her in WWE. But she walks in. She says, "Can I talk to Mr. McMahon, please?" Tamina, what's going on? You know I know what happened, right? You know my dad told me what's going on. You think maybe you should offer me a contract?
I've been getting
like,
a lot of phone calls.
you think maybe you give me some money so I don't go to the press and tell them how you covered up the death of my mom?
How's a T-shirt?
Okay, one T-shirt. Okay, I'll take that.
This is the dark side of
I know about the briefcase.
The second hour always gets a little dark, right? When we get cut off and come back, it always does get a little dark. It always swings in a certain way. So
this is how we make light of what's going on in the world.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy. So the Forgotten Sons have been officially forgotten, correct?
Yeah, and it's funny in that same episode we also had a Big E and Kofi Kingston with the yeah. So I thought that was a little symbolic. But then then you have AJ.
Those guys, they're always down for the.
But then you got AJ Styles on the same show, so then I'm confused on how to feel now. So I don't know.
What does that mean?
Everyone's saying that he's racist. I don't want to believe this, but everyone is saying
he plays video games with these dudes every weekend, up, down, down. He's like
But I
Well,
think
that's
what
fine.
Quincy's trying to get at is I think AJ's been somewhat open about his conservative
Yeah,
ideals.
he's for sure. He's a down south Republican. He's a
Yeah,
conservative
he's
Republican.
from the woods of Georgia. He's gonna feel a certain way,
But he's
I
a
understand.
Georgia pit bull though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because I think Shawn Michaels, who I thought was
Yeah,
on the wrong
Yeah,
on the
you
wrong
had to
side
think
of
this.
this.
You told me about the reformed Christian from San Antonio. I could have bet my ass on it that guy would have said, no, all lives matter, not just black lives. But HBK, he stood up and he said, listen, brother, you don't get it. This is me and my people. I mean, this is what they had to go through.
I was like, when I read that, I was
Wow.
like, man, he really learned something from Crime Time, man. That's what's up.
I was under the impression, I thought I read it wrong because I have dyslexia. I read stuff backwards.
Yeah.
Who she says, why are you texting score? Oh, I didn't see it. I thought it was, but that's a different story for a different time. So they said, I thought it said that HBK was saying that all lives matter and the other guys stood up. So I had to read it a couple times. Like,
Oh, because he was about to fire off on Shawn Michaels.
So Shawn Michaels fired off on Triple H.
Because I know these guys. He's from San Antonio. He's a reformed Christian. He's a guy that wouldn't go to SmackDown because he didn't want to miss his Bible study on Tuesday. I could have sworn this guy was down for the cause, but he proved me wrong, and I could be more happy.
Was the guy he was having a conversation with, was it Keith Lee? He's like, hey, Keith, you don't understand.
Keith, I don't think you quite understand. I know you have. I saw what you have on your trunks, and that's nice. But let me just really drive this back home for you because you don't live this.
You're not
really
living
living how do you feel about this, Keith? He said, truthfully, I don't want to talk about it right now. He said, no, buddy, you're not getting it. You don't have to know what people go through every single day. And
no,
you've
opened up Pandora's box, buddy. It's no, man. Like it's funny because I would love to know who it was, but then everyone's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Michael Hayes. I was like, yeah, it probably was Michael Hayes.
Well, Michael Hayes was fired. Michael Hayes was fired because of the racist comments they made.
Well, yeah, back in the day,
a few years ago. And he had to come back and apologize to everybody.
Yeah, he used to call Bobby Lashley Black Lesnar.
Well,
you about that?
I understand. I hear some things are just facts, though, right?
Like
I hear what you say, but some things
it's
are
like
facts.
Maybe you don't say it.
Yeah, maybe you don't say it.
Maybe.
So I'm sorry. The guy that wore a Confederate flag T-shirt, it might be him, right? The guy that wore a Confederate flag T-shirt in the 80s? Yeah, it's probably him.
Yeah. Wait, but there was another guy. Remember during WCW, the whole rap is crap? They had like Jeff Jarrett and Barry Windham and that's when Master P came out with
with the Don't Limit Soldiers, baby.
I've noticed Hulk Hogan's been extremely quiet during these times.
I was gonna say, my boy Doc Lesnar made a video with Hulk Hogan listening to stuff. I love everybody and I love everybody involved, but I don't think that Hulk Hogan would be pumping his head to it. I think that's a little.
You want to know? You want to know what the original song is in the clip?
I do.
It's Young Jeezy.
Oh, is it really? So it's probably his first album, right? His first album, Soul Survivor.
Whichever track that had that, I love it.
Oh, okay, so it's the second album. Which is probably 2006. Yeah, 2006.
The coolest thing Young Jeezy's ever done was do the ad libs to that Kanye song.
Yeah.
Jeezy's dope, man.
I got
nothing. Jeezy's dope.
Yeah.
How do you guys find a clip like that?
You said
you guys
what?
You guys just watching old episodes of Hogan's House, or how does that happen?
I have, dude. I'll tell you.
How do you find something like that?
Doc has been doing these because he's been on his TikTok shit too. So he's been doing like these run videos. So he'll be like, yeah, I got a new one. I never know when he drops them unless I'm tagged in it, and I'm like, okay, he tagged me in something new, and then I watch it same as everybody else. So it is what it is. Doc, he's going for Hall of Fame levels of promotion. Trying to get his name out there.
We gotta eventually get him on the show when he doesn't have work.
Yeah,
or pretend that he's too cool for us.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's moments where I'm in the group chat and I'm like, does he want to get in? I'm like, are we talking like pretending he's not here?
I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Doc's name's on this chat.
No, so it is. It's always fun talking to you guys, man. And
always,
I appreciate it, and I have a great time. This is a lot easier podcast for me to do than the YBP Weekly podcast. A little more serious tone, you know what I'm saying? I don't
Why
get
is
that about how Hulk Hogan's a racist. This is business. That's how I pay the rent. You know.
All right, guys.
Nah, it's again a pleasure to meet up with you guys on a weekly basis, discuss everything going on in wrestling again. You know, I know we want to keep it on the wrestling, Baca.
So I want to know
no,
because for you, Quincy.
Yeah.
Because you do more than one podcast about wrestling. So what sets Flo apart from the Quincy Jones Show?
It's different because the dynamic is totally different. Me and my brother, like, we'll joke about shit, but like we still try to like report it like a little bit more professionally. No, for real. It's like you'll hear.
No, I respect that.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, I remember when we first started, we used to kind of just like whatever, and then like people started saying, "Hey, you guys do a lot of like inside jokes that nobody's in on," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, I got to like act like people's part of the conversation too." You know what I mean? So.
And then we come on here and we're like, "Hey, first things first, you know, we don't want to be Perry Saturn."
Yeah. No, but this is why this is like this is funny because I can take everything I don't use and don't even get the like I just it's all in here. I get it all out here, and then like by the time.
Well, let's be honest. The Radicalz is Chris Benoit. You don't want to be that guy.
No.
You don't want to be. Unfortunately, I love Eddie Guerrero, and maybe you want your legacy to be like that, but you want to be alive. Barry Saturn is at the Motel 6 right now with who knows what, with who knows who, and
definitely Terry Reynolds or something, right?
Mm-hmm. He wishes. He's probably with that mop. He's probably still thinking he's in the mop gimmick, right?
Yeah.
All right,
gotta put that mop on the block, start making him some money.
I gotta go. Some of us got work. We can't just be hanging out all day. Some of us have to work.
All right, guys. Later.
I'll see you guys. Till next week. Peace.